Season 2 is here. Season 2 is here. On this episode, Misguided Trust, man. See, these days, man, in 2024, you gotta watch who not only you be around, but you gotta watch who your kids around too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch who you trust. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to 2025 and beyond, you gotta watch who you trust these days, guys. You gotta watch who you trust. These days, you can't trust too many people, man. Right? I don't care who it is, who they claim to be. You can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust them around your kids also. Guard your kids, man. Guard your kids' mind. Guard their body. And most of all, guard their spirit and their heart. Right? You gotta pay attention who you let in your circle. You gotta pay attention, man, because there's all kind of distractions. All kind of people that come as sheep, but they really wolves. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, it could be your family members. It could be teachers. It could be etc., etc., etc. It could be the pastor. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that going on too. The people that's coming out acting like they pastors, but they really ain't. They just misguiding the youth. You know what I'm saying? Using that authority, wanting that title of authority to misguide the kids, man. You gotta watch your kids these days. You gotta watch them, y'all. Take it from the OG, this is the Stock Sniper. Episode 51, Season 2, Misguided Trust. Misguided Trust, man. See, man, we gotta be smart, bro, about what we do in life. We gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? You can't run around here like a crash dummy, man. You can't. The days of being a crash dummy should never come about. But at this point, I can't even really just say crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? It's not even crash dummy, man. You're just not being smart. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't even care to think. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even care. They're too busy wrapped up in what they got going on. Ooh, it's hot, it's sweating. Yeah, I put in the work. Okay, nice, yeah. They too worried about what they got going on instead of trying to protect what's dear to them, right? Your mental health, your space, right, should be dear to you, especially in 2025 and beyond. Where are you going? I'm exercising. What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all guys doing? Burrow, hey. Tammy, hey, what's up? Home XID, where are you going? I'm exercising. This is the Walk Down, episode 51, season 2, Misguided Trust. That's the name of this episode, guys. Pay attention to what the OG talking about. Misguided trust, man. Because there's a lot of people in this world, especially in 2025, will come to you like they love you. They'll come to you. Some of them will come bearing gifts, right? But the whole time, they snakes in the grass, right? They're trying to lead you and your family into a whole nother direction. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to lead you and, hey, what's going on? They're trying to lead you and your family and try to just send them to the wolves, right? And they're really clever, right? They will use your weakness against you, right? They'll use your weakness against you. That's why you got to be very, very careful 2025 and beyond. And y'all youngsters out there, man, you got to pay attention who you look up to as mentors. You got to pay attention. You got to really watch the film. Like my grandma used to tell me back in the days, you got to watch the film. If you got to sit and think. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about what's going on. You got to think about if this right or is it wrong. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't even think, bro. That's one of the main problems. People attention spans are so short, they don't even do something as simple as just pause and think. Just think. That's all you got to do is just sit, take 10, 15 seconds and just think about whatever is going on. You know what I'm saying? Just think about the situation. Think about what's in front of you and then make a proper decision. If we think, bro, a lot of things that's happening wouldn't even be happening right now, man. We wouldn't even be doing the things that we do if we just think. You know what I'm saying? If we just think. The jailhouse is full of people. The graveyard are full of people. The streets, that crate I talk about on MLK, is full of people that just did not sit and think. Think a little bit, right? A lot of times we think after the situation has already been done. Hello. A lot of times we don't think about it until it's already over with. You know what I'm saying? We got to start practicing. Take it from the OG. We got to start practicing thinking before everything. We got to start thinking, process to see what's going on. See, once you put your mindset of once you get your mind to commute as thinking, then it'll come natural. You automatically think, oh, no, I can't go over there. This is what's going on over there. I'm going over here. Now, I can't bring him into my circle because he do this, that, and the third. Now. I got to turn around and go the other way because I don't like the surroundings of what's going on over there. Just simple think. Like a chess game, bro. That's why I love playing chess, right? Chess is a thinking game. Chess teaches you how to actually calm down and think for a second. And always think 3 or 4 moves ahead. You know what I'm saying? Always try to analyze things 3 or 4 steps ahead. Already know what you're gonna do before you even do it. Why? Because I'm a chess player. I'm a chess player, and plus already seen that move before. You know what I'm saying? So what you showing me ain't nothing that I already seen before. Ain't nothing I ain't already seen before. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. But see, man, I'm not gonna sit here and just say and label those type of people as slow. You know what I'm saying? Even though I should, right? Because if you like, for an example, if you breaking the law, knowing that there's all kind of ways to get money in 2025, if you out breaking the law and you ain't thinking, you just slow. You know what I'm saying? If you're going back and forth to jail over and over and over again for the same old things over and over and over again, then I mean, you just slow, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you slow, it's okay. That just means you need to slow down and really process and think before you make any decisions in your life. You have to think, right? You have to think about what's going on. You got to think about who you listening to. You got to think about who you letting your kids be around. You got to think about certain situations, man. We got to quit being so entertained by this internet. We got to quit being so entertained by the scrolling up and down on YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitter. That's one of the main problems, guys. You know what I'm saying? That right there, what it does, it compresses your thinking. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't even really think anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're too busy scrolling up and down Instagram and Facebook, and your kids over there doing all type of things. You know what I'm saying? Instead of paying attention. Somebody else is getting your kids' attention who ain't even supposed to be having their attention. And then you wonder why they don't want to listen to you. Yeah, I'm going in again. You know what I'm saying? But if that's you, this message, if that's you, you got to sit and start thinking, man. You got to start thinking. Sit the phone down. Get off Instagram and Facebook all the time. And start thinking and start listening and start comprehending to what's really going on in 2025 and beyond. There's a lot of misguided youth, man. A lot of people that are being trusted, right, that are misguiding the youth, bro. That's the main topic of this subject. It's a lot of people that are being trusted that don't even need to be trusted, bro. They have no reason to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, have no credential to even be in that type of a level, right? To be put on that type of pedestal. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. You got dudes out here pretending to be preachers, and they ain't put the work in to even be on that type of level of a preacher, bro. They have watered down preachers in 2025. It started before 2025, but it's easily right now. Somebody can just get on Facebook, get on Instagram, claim themselves to be a preacher, have a Bible in their hand, and know basic Bible study, basic things about the Bible, and come across as a preacher. Now you think they really a preacher, but at the same time they misguiding your kids. Why? Because you ain't paying attention to what your kids got going on. Misguided trust. Misguided trust. They done watered down the preachers these days, guys. That's exactly what I'm saying. You gotta watch who you listen to, bro. You gotta watch who you label as an authority. Because being a preacher being a preacher, man, it's an honor, right? It's an honor, right? And it's ordained by God. You know what I'm saying? It's ordained by God, right? So when you got somebody in your life that's claiming to be a preacher, man, you got to really look in what they got going on. You got to really look into what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Just because he say he a preacher and he know a couple of Bible verses, he know the Bible and the Quran, you know what I'm saying, like the back of his hand. Some of them don't even know the Bible like that, bro. If you notice, some of them preachers don't even preach out the Bible no more. They preach about whatever they want to preach about. You know what I'm saying? They preach about whatever they want to preach about. And in the Bible, it talks a lot about false prophets, right? Talk about a lot of false prophets. That's people that know the Bible in and out, that know the Holy Quran in and out. But at the same time, they be pedophiles, they be dope fiends, they be drug addicts, etc., etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? They be grooming, right? Grooming these kids, grooming them. Yeah, there's some bad shit going on, bro. Yeah, there's some bad shit going on, man. And that these same kids, an adult that's trying to give them the game the right way, they'll swear to God that they wrong, or they don't know what they talking about. That's what's going on, guys, in real life. That's why you got to guard. That's why y'all, people that got kids, you know what I'm saying, single mothers, daddies, as y'all not around, bro, y'all got to start being around y'all kids' life, bro. Because ain't no telling who is mentoring your kids, bro. Ain't no telling who mentoring them, man. And it's a sad situation. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you play, because guess what? One thing I do know, take from the OG, if you really spending time with your kids, right, as a dad or as a mom, and you really in your kid's life, and you doing what you're supposed to do, you ain't running the streets, you ain't in and out of this club, you ain't with this nigga and that female and this female, and you doing what you're supposed to be doing, there's no way. See, that's what they target, bro. There's no way that the devil can come in and brainwash and control your kid's mind where they won't listen to you, you know what I'm saying, but they'll listen to everything that the enemy is telling them. See, we got to learn how to identify who the enemy is, bro. We have to learn how to identify who the enemy is, right? What preacher do you know? What preacher do y'all know will try to break away a parent from their kid? A good preacher, somebody who want to be a preacher, will try to put them together. You know what I'm saying? Not try to separate them for their own personal gain. That's misguided trust, bro. That's misguided trust right there. Great prime example of misguided trust. You know what I'm saying? It's a great example, right? And then you can't tell the kid nothing because he's that so-called authority figure, mentor, who they look up as a mentor, is mentoring them totally in the wrong direction. Totally in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sad situation to get in, because once you really wake up and realize what the hell is going on, now your kid is running away with him and you can't tell him nothing. And at the same time, this person is trying to label themselves a person in authority, right? A mentor, trying to use the word of God to manipulate, to brainwash kids and adults. But only certain type of kids and only certain type of adults. What type of kids and adults are you talking about, Stock Sniper? The type of kids that don't have no guidance from either parent. That's why we have to pay attention to our kids, bro. Catch them at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Teach them what's right, what's wrong. Make these dudes, like what I'm talking about right now, is a case study. You know what I'm saying? A case study, right? And always spend time with your kids. Always have your kids around the right people. that way the chances are very slim, right, that they will break off. You got to start early. You can't start at 12 or 13 years old. By that point, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say it's too late, but the percentage averages at that point, you kind of, you know, it's like it's 2 strikes and you only got 1 left. You know what I'm saying? But if you catch them early, 2 or 3 years old, young, you know what I'm saying, spending a lot of time with them, basically, you know what I'm saying, homeschooling them, right? That way and then showing them the right way, having them around certain type of people, because also, listen to the OG, who you have your kids around, bro, and who you be around, you know what I'm saying, also has a lot to do with the development of your kids, has a lot to do with the development as you, and not only as a parent, but also as a grown-up. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to your circle. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to who you be around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not just your kids, but you as well. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention, because guess what? If I'm so-called cool with you, and your kids know my kids and my kids know your kids, but then your household, you run your household totally different than the way I run mine, it's gonna be a conflict of interest right there. But in order to avoid that conflict, you got to understand, look, you might be my best friend, you might be my brother, or so-and-so, such, whatever. But what you doing over there in your household, I can't do in my household. We can't do that over here. I can't confuse my kid's mind. I can't confuse my mind. So guess what? It's best that you stay over there, I stay over here. I love you. I'm going the opposite way, opposite direction. Why? Because we are not the same. We are not the same. We got to stop hanging around people, bro, who you know ain't like you. We got to start hanging around like-minded people. People, birds of a feather flock together. Why would I hang around somebody that I know don't have the best interest of themselves? They don't have the best interest of their kids. Why would I be around them? Why would I be around somebody like that? Why would I have my kids around somebody like that? Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. That's why I say I'm to the point where it's a lot of slow people around, bro. It's more people that are slow than what we know about. It's a lot of people are just slow, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that it's a lot of crash dummies. It's just a lot of people that's slow, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you know, right, for an example, if you know your kid is hanging around with the wrong crowd, and you can't continuously letting them hang around that crowd, sooner or later, that kid ain't going to listen to what you got to say if you want to try to change horses in the middle of the race. You know what I'm saying? So you need to cut that off ahead of time, right? And automatically, nah, you're not finna go over there. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being sisters and brothers to our kids, bro. We got to stop it. Because guess what? Take it from the OG. Once you get older, if you sitting around here treating your kids like you their brother and sister, once they get 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, guess what's going to happen? You got that same energy. You ain't going to be able to change horses in the middle of the race. You're not. You're not going to be able to change horses in the middle of the race. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You're going to have to keep the same energy. And guess what? If you do change horses in the middle of the race, just be prepared that guess what? There's going to be a lot of conflict. It's going to be consequences and repercussions. Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is. So that's what I'm just trying to explain to y'all right now, man. Misguided trust. You can't trust any and everybody, bro. Just because you want to do what you want to do. A lot of these parents, bro, they don't give a damn who their kids be with. Why? Because they just want to go out and party. They just want to go out and go hang out with Jaquan and Tim. You know what I'm saying? They just want to go hang out with the dudes. You know what I'm saying? And the daddies, oh man, they just don't want to be around at all. They want to keep on doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? That's and a lot of these women are being raised. A lot of these kids are being raised by broken women. That's what's going on, guys. There's a lot of that going on. You know what I'm saying? That's why fathers, man, you got to start spending time with your kids, bro. You got to. You got to. Because you got weirdos, man, coming in, acting like they in a position of power, and they ain't got no power about nothing. Their own household ain't even in order. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even close to being in order. They sit, you know what I'm saying? They sitting around doing junky activities, right? There ain't nothing going on with them, but then they acting like they acting like they people of influence, just trying to groom kids. Sad situation, man. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. Y'all got to be careful, man. In 2025 and beyond, got to be careful. You got to pay attention to your kids. You got to, at an early age. If your kid 12, 13 years old, guess what? And you just not trying to catch your snap, man, it's gonna be very, very difficult, bro. I'm gonna just be honest. It's gonna be very, very difficult with trying to get them to change their mind and renew their mind. Just because you renew your mind, that don't necessarily mean that no teenager that's 13, 14, 15 years old is gonna be ready to renew their mind. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a lot of problems with them, because by the time you wake up and realize that you need to change your mind, you know what I'm saying? That you wake up and realize you need to change your thinking. By the time most of these kids are 13, they think they grown. You know what I'm saying? So just because you ready, you have a coming to Jesus moment and have a renewal of the mind, that don't mean no 13, 14-year-old teenager gonna have that same renewal of the mind. That's where the problem gonna happen. And then you gonna be wanting the kid to renew his mind because you done renewed yours and they ain't ready to renew it. And guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna be it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be bad, man. That's why you have to work on your kids early. 12, 13, no, 2, 3 years old. Damn near by the time, you know, they come home from the hospital. You have to start working on them early. You know what I'm saying? Working on their mind, working on their body and their spirit and things like that. Yeah, you got to start working on it, man. Because guess what? If you want one of them parents, they got to be all at the club, got to be all in front of this dude and that woman, guess what's going to happen to your kids, bro? They're going to look up to somebody that's a snake in the grass. That's what's going to happen. And then by the time you wake up and smell the coffee, it's going to be too late. You ain't going to be able to tell them nothing. So that's my message for today on the walk down. Hope y'all learned something. I did rant for about 20 minutes, but that message has to be sent out there, man. Misguided trust, man. Misguided trust. You got to watch who you trust. You got to watch the grown-ups that you around. You got to watch everybody at this point in 2025, bro. Everybody is suspect until otherwise. And it takes watching the film. And at this point, me personally, I ain't got time to be trying to read nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. I ain't got time to be trying to read nobody. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop being so friendly, bro. Stop being so damn friendly. You want to be friends with every damn body. You know what I'm saying? Everybody you want to be friends with everybody you see out in the open. You know what I'm saying? You always want to, every female you see, you acting all thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Want to talk to every female you see. Every female, a dude give you attention, you all cheesing because a dude give you attention. Man, you don't know nothing about them people, bro. Or sis, you don't know nothing about them people. You don't know what they bringing to the table. Quit being so gullible, bro. That's the other thing. That's the main thing, misguided trust. Quit being so gullible. In other words, quit being so slow. You know what I'm saying? People act like they're just so slow these days, bro. Sad situation, man. Gotta stop being so slow. Just think about it. Just sit and think for a second. You know what I'm saying? Man, I can't stand nobody that's slow. I can't stand to be around no grown-up that's slow. But to act like they know it all. Don't make no sense to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Quit being so gullible, right? Quit being so quick to be in these females' faces. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop doing that. Still be. Hi, how are you? Beautiful day for a nice walk. Yeah, Steph B, beautiful day for a nice walk. Appreciate you for joining me. Yeah, but we got to be careful on who we give our space to in 2025 and beyond. You got to be careful on who you allow in your in your aura. You got to be careful who you let in your household. You got to be careful who you let your kids communicate with. You got to be careful who you let your kids go out on a date with. Be careful who you let your kids go to a football game with. And yes, in 2025, you got to be careful of who you let your kids go to church with, bro. I never thought I'd be saying that. But yes, in 2025, you got to even watch the preacher. You got to watch them. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch who you let your kids go to church with. You got to watch the teachers. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch all that. In other words, you got to be in your kid's life where you ain't got time for no bullshit and bubble gum. Yeah, you got to be in your kid's life more in 2025. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, I hope this puts something on y'all mind. Misguided trust. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust any and everybody, bro. I don't care who it is. You can't trust them. They might be filled with the Holy Ghost. They might know the Quran backwards and forwards. They might know how to, might know every word to, oh, sweet chariot, oh, Father God, oh, sweet. They may know all the prayers in the world. That don't mean nothing, man. That don't mean nothing. Them the ones you got to look out for, bro. You got to look out for them type of people. Because wolves come in sheep clothing every single day of the week, bro. You got to pay attention to that. Yeah, they'll come with good intentions, right? Because they already know how to read you. If you're a dysfunctional parent, if you're a single mom, you know what I'm saying? They scoping you out, bro. Them weirdos, they scoping you and your kids out, bro. Sometimes the weirdos could be the people in your own family. Yes, I said it. Sometimes the weirdos could be the people in your family, bro. Oh, you speaking real true. We need to pray for the strength and guidance and wisdom. We're in the spiritual warfare. Yes, we are. Yeah, we are. You know, you got in real life. You know what I'm saying? I'm witnessing men that's calling themselves preachers and reverends. They not that. You know what I'm saying? They targeting certain type of people, bro. They targeting single mothers with 3 and 4 kids that have problems, right? You know what I'm saying? That are this dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? That's who they target. That's why, guys, you got to be in your kids' life, bro. Brothers and sisters, brothers and uncles. You know what I'm saying? If you grandfathers, if you got if you got daughters and they got 2, 3 different baby daddies or 4 or 5, you do a lot of different baby daddies, and none of those baby daddies are in their life. You got to be looking out because guess what? You got predators that are trying to brainwash your kids, bro. Especially if they girls. Especially if they girls, bro. They are trying to brainwash your kids because they take your weakness, right, and use it against you. You know what I'm saying? We got to be aware of that in 2025 and beyond. Now they acting like they preachers, bro. That's what's so cold. They acting like they preachers in 2025, bro. They acting like they people of influence. You know what I'm saying? They acting like they people of influence, bro. You know? And they are grooming. They're grooming kids. They're grooming them and they're brainwashing them to get them to do whatever they want them to do. And guess what? It's not good. Many have made ministry into cash cows and they're nothing based on the word of God. But God has revealed, yeah. And they pray on people that, I hate to say it like this, but they prey on the people that really don't pay attention to their kids like that. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't really paying attention to your kids, you know what I'm saying? Because they watching the moves of the parents. Okay, the daddy ain't around. That's a check. What the mama doing? The mama all over the place. The mama in this club, that club, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. Ain't really paying attention to the kids. Okay, where the uncles at? Well, the uncles, they doing their own thing. They not worrying about what's going on. Well, this person that up, they ain't even around. So okay, boom, that's my target. You know what I'm saying? And then they come with gifts. They come with smooth conversation. You know what I'm saying? And it'll make that the kids think that, hey, this person is a preacher. This person is a mentor. This person is a person of influence that's really trying to lead me in the right direction. But they're so mentally, they are so mentally not developed, right? Because they're kids. They don't even understand what's going on. And then guess what happens? As time goes on, and once the parent gets old enough to catch as they snap to see what's going on, guess what? It's already too late. It's already too late. Man, it's a sad situation, bro. Misguided trust. Y'all got to pay, man, we got to pay attention to what's going on with these kids, bro. And these weirdo dudes, man. We got to pay attention to what's going on with these weirdos. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being so slow as parents, so slow as uncles, so slow as brothers. We got to stop being so slow. You know what I'm saying? And we got to start caring. It all starts with caring. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really want to look at it like nobody don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking they just so damn slow. You know what I'm saying? Just slow. So that's all I got right now, man. I appreciate y'all for coming in and rocking with me, man. I just had that on my mind because I've witnessed some things, and it's just been put on my heart to push that out there that we need to pay attention to the youth. We got to pay attention to the kids. We got to pay attention to the youngins. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch who you let around your kids. You got to watch who you be around. You got to watch your circle. You got to pay attention to 2025 and beyond what you got going on in your life. You can't be hanging around any and everybody. Don't give any and everybody your space. Don't give any and everybody your time. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to be focusing on. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Stick down with your day ones, man. If you got some day ones that is not in the same realm as you, it's okay to go the other direction. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to go the other direction. And another thing, we need to stop being so gullible to meeting new people. You know what I'm saying? Especially in 2025, bro. You can't be so gullible to meet new women, meet new men if you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? You can't be too gullible to meet new men. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, quit being so gullible to these females, bro. Just because they got a BBL, you know what I'm saying, and all this and all that there. Quit being so thirsty. You know what I'm saying? You'll fool around and be a target. You know what I'm saying? They'll do you all type of ways. So with that being said, this is the one and only Stock Sniper. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I just got through working out. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm walking. This is the walk down. This is the season 2 of the walk down, episode 51. Right? I said season 2. We going in on season 2. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Yes, we going in on season 2. So this is episode 51, season 2 of the walk down. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Everybody that's been subscribing to the channel, everybody that's been helping me out with pushing out the knowledge, making great comments that other people that watch this can come back and learn from. You know what I'm saying? And if you know all of this and you feel like you got it all together, share the video. You know somebody that's being misguided. You know somebody, you know someone's kids that are being misguided. You know somebody that's taking kindness for weakness, and somebody's taking advantage of them, guys. You know somebody that's been done like that. Share the video. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. This is the one and only Stock Sniper. Earn, spend less, and invest. Until the next one, this is the end of season 2, episode 51. And with that being said, I'm out.